It was only opened in 2020, but quickly became one of the league's most recognizable venues. You're looking at SoFi Stadium in Inglewood, California. Today, our draw features two from the AFC between the Tennessee Titans and the Los Angeles Chargers. On the Titans sideline, there's head coach Brian Callahan. His side has won 2 in a row. Across the field, head coach of the Chargers, Jim Harbaugh. His guys more than motivated for this contest, ready to take the field here at home. Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kate Scott, along with Brock Heward. Kicker Cameron Dicker looks all set down there. And we're off at Inglewood. He dodged the tackle, and he's brought down just inside the 25. So the Titans ready for their opening drive of the game. And leading them out, someone who plays with his own signature brand of hero ball at quarterback, it's Cam Ward.
Two numbers that a lot of people were focused on from his performance last week. That would be 3 and 0, as in touchdowns and interceptions. That's a quarterback who was efficient, aggressive in the right spots, but he took great care of the football. And of course, well, he cares less about those two numbers. It's more about the alphabet, like that letter W, picking up the win in that ball game.
You go middle of the field against zone coverage, Brock. You know this firsthand. You are throwing into rush hour, and there aren't a lot of easy completions to be found in that part of the field.
Yeah, and a lot of those throws, Kate, you're signing your guy up to take some sort of hit. It's on you to protect your guys. Credit that defense for flying around and making the play.
Ooh, talk about a bad look there, Brock. Going jumbo set and still moving backwards after that play.
I don't think you're talking to this defense, Kate, because I think they thought that was an excellent look to knock that thing backwards.
Yeah, good point, good point. And he's close, but they say he did not get there. It's going to be 4th and maybe a yard.
You can earn your money in the NFL in all sorts of different ways, but defensively, in a league where you're just not hitting as much in training camp, you're not tackling as much as they got to in the old days, when you can make a play in the open field, keep it short like that, I promise you some money will follow.
And he's brought down before the return gets far. So now out comes the Charger offense for their initial drive of the game. They'll be led out by someone known for putting up numbers since he entered the league back in 2020, the Oregon product, Justin Herbert.
Last week was the ideal showing for him and really allowed his offense to feed off of him. He elevated everybody around him. Just got to look at his stat line to see how well he was throwing the ball. 300-plus yard game, several touchdowns, tremendous efficiency.
Nearly starts the drive with a first down run. Stopped a yard short, gain of 9. We get a look at his rushing numbers from last week here, what he was able to do in support of that win. Last run got him 9, so now they need one more here on 2nd down.
380, Delta, ready.
Harris once more, and he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. That's good for a couple of yards, and that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
Hey, Kate, you want to see a picture in the football dictionary of staying on schedule? That was it.
380,
Going to the ground again on first. He's stuck with him, but this one heads the wrong way. He winds up losing yards. That one felt kind of counterintuitive there, Brock. They load up the line with that extra blocking, and then the run goes out to the edge anyway.
That's right. You put 2 tight ends on the field, yeah, you can live with a stalemate. It's hard to move people in the NFL, but you do not want to go backwards.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He's got Quentin Johnson complete. And he has it up towards midfield before he's taken down at the 47.
Well, that is pretty darn impeccable timing between the two. They hit a curl route of that length. It takes great anticipation and precision by the quarterback, and the receiver on the other end finishing it, doing his job.
A 3rd down run with Harris. And he's dropped just short of the marker, maybe a yard away.
You know, I'm not sure what else could have been done there, Kate. Just the right call defensively to come up with a 3rd and short stop.
All right, here's one of our game's first big risks. The offense lining up to go for it on their own side.
Kappa.
On 4th down, they snap it to Herbert. He finds him beyond the marker. And he'll pick up enough to move the chains.
It sure seems like he knew exactly where he was going with that before the snap. That's a pre-snap decision that led to a post-snap first down.
1st and 10 from the 43.
Set. 380. Cut.
Running behind center with Harris. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play.
These linebackers of today, they are so quick. They're so twitchy. You don't get a body on them in a hurry, they're going to stick you right at the line of scrimmage.
First down run netted him nothing. Here is 2nd and 10.
380. Cut. Go.
Herbert from the gun. Has him on the quick hitter. And he's going to get this down inside the 30 before he's driven out. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Sure seems like he knew exactly what he wanted, and he got it, going right where he wanted to with the ball off the snap.
Set. Kappa, kappa, kappa. Set.
1st and 10, give to Harris. And he'll bowl his way ahead for a 4-yard pickup.
That is just a good, solid run right there. I know, it's pretty basic commentary, but sometimes football can be basic. It keeps you on schedule. That kind of yards per carry, and you move the sticks.
Ready. 380. Cut. What is it?
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And they come through the sack to bring around 3rd down.
Oftentimes, these early exchanges are just a feeling out process for rushers and blockers. But they can also set the tone for the battles the rest of the game, and that defender, you know, with an early win, he's feeling really good about himself.
Ready.
On 3rd down, Herbert making the call himself. And that one goes for a gain of 11. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
As long as these are the results he's getting, they're going to be just fine with him calling his own number. He does such a good job of seeing the field and knowing when it's his time to take it himself.
Delta. Set. Cut.
They'll run here with Amari on Hampton. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that first down run. The line between safeties and linebackers gets real blurred on plays like that, Brock. He handled that one just like a Mike would have.
Yeah, if injuries were to ever crop up, Kate, I bet he could handle the linebacker spot for them as well. Just tremendous diagnosis in that run support.
380. Cut. Set.
Rolling from the gun here. Short pass brought in. And they'll get there and stop him at the line.
A gain of a yard brings up 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10. Can this offense get it done?
380. Cut. 180. 180. Cut. Set.
3rd and long for him here. They'll have the first down and even more. And this is down all the way to the 3. That's a gain of 13, and it sets them up with 1st and goal. Oh, when your opponent fails to act, Brock, you want to capitalize, right? And they are moving like a team ready to provide us with our first points of this game.
Yeah, pretty lackluster start there, Kate, from their opponents. You got a golden opportunity to immediately take control as they convert to stay on the field.
Harris has nothing on that run. They stand strong and stop him at the 2.
You know, Kate, these are the situations in training camp that I love more than anything to watch. You learn so much about a football team in these goal-to-go situations. You know you got to protect that goal line, and the defense, well, they did the job on first down. More to come.
Go.
It's Harris again. And this won't get anywhere either. The front held up. The makings of a goal line stand here. No gain on the run, and now it's 3rd and goal.
When you get stuff like that on a 2nd down run, the focus kind of shifts from getting a first down to just giving your punter enough room to get the ball out.
Black 80. Black. What is it?
3rd and goal. Here's Herbert. And he takes this in. Touchdown, Los Angeles. The Chargers have a great first drive and get the game's first points. And that opening series, you use this word a lot with me, Brock, methodical. No massive highlights, just effective play calling, steady progress until they cross that goal line.
Yep, and to fans and fantasy football owners, might not have been a highlight, but to the coaches, the entire drive was the highlight. A great start, I mean great start to the game where their offense stayed consistent, operated the plan just how it was drawn up, and found the end zone as a result.
Now it's Cameron Dicker on for the extra point. Right down the middle, it's good. And the Chargers will jump out to a 7-0 lead. Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Jackson now to return it. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Titans and Cam Ward headed back out on offense. And he's been somebody who can get the scoring done with his legs just as much as his arm. You can see he's top 5 for touchdowns among NFL QBs. Titans to the line now, 1st and 10. They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And they blow up the opening play of this drive. Love the aggressiveness from this defense. That's a nice quick correction for this front, Brock. Give up the big play and then get a little back on the very next one.
Exactly the kind of response you want to see from your defense. You got to forget about the big play for now and stay focused on that next snap.
Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. Connects on the crosser. And the defense gets the stop to deny that first down, but still a very good gain. They picked up 12, 3rd and short. Offense headed to the line, just need to punch it forward a yard to reset the downs. Looking to throw on 3rd and 1. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. And the defense comes through to back him up ahead of 4th down.
And look at that. All that effort and success from the previous play, it is gone. Credit to this defense who snapped and cleared. That's part of this game. You got to snap and clear. Give up a big play, come back and make a big one for yourself. And they do, getting home with that sack.
They can't evade the coverage team for much. They stop him before he gets really anything on that return. To the line on 1st and 10. Chargers beneficiaries of some good field position. They'll start with a give to Harris. Only 2 yards, and it brings up 2nd and 8. 1 quarter away so far. 7-0 is our score. We're back to SoFi right after this. We're back and all set for the 2nd quarter. Charger football. They'll begin the quarter with 2nd and 8. They go play action. Here's Herbert. Coughlin brings it in. Finds a little room there. Gets him about 3 yards. They're up to the 43.
That's not a big completion on a stat sheet, but that's a big contested, what I call gritty catch right there. And that's what the best tight ends will get you.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. That one's good to McConkey. And he's out of bounds. Looks like right at the midfield stripe. That one gains 7. And that's going to be good for an LA first down. Now an inside handoff to Harris. He swarms in the middle. This gets maybe a yard. Jeffrey Simmons that time on the tackle.
You know, they got some positive yards. That's a good thing. But too many plays like that, it just is too hard to pile together, get first downs against the better defenses in this league.
Now Herbert to throw. Hits him on the out route. And they're on him quickly there after that catch. So the game's going to be to the 34-yard line. They'll get 14 yards and a new set of downs.
It was such a privilege for me to watch Marvin Harrison and Reggie Wayne in person in Indianapolis do their work. Darrell Jackson out in Seattle. They showed how great a deep out is as a chain-moving play. It's all about getting that leverage at the top of the route and then exploiting the leverage as that ball arrives on time downfield.
And he only manages one. Couple of defenders there to bring him down.
Okay, that's a run that's ho-hum on the stat sheet, but if you see a bigger play on the ground later on, it'll largely be because of a play just like that one, softening up the front and opening the door for a bigger gap in the future.
Herbert now off the play fake. And back-to-back passes that should have been intercepted. Two great chances to take it away. Both of them dropped, Brock, and now they stay out there for third down.
Oh, that was such an opportunity lost. They were looking for a way out without giving up any points on the series. And instead, well, he just couldn't quite hang on.
To the air on third and long. Taking a chance to the end zone. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact. Took his shot at 6 that time. And that brings up fourth and long.
That's going to be a play tomorrow. When they watch it on tape, they're going to be kicking themselves a bit. Okay, you get man-to-man coverage down in the red zone, you got to take advantage of it. It's hard. Zone coverage and the windows are so tight. You get man, got to find a way to win.
Dicker connects there. And they come away with some points on that series.
What a season this guy is having. Yet to miss on a field goal this entire year. And I really hope I didn't just jinx him.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Jackson now to return it. And he's brought down just inside the 25. So the Tennessee offense headed out for another series. And it's far from the first time we're seeing this unit head out, Brock. But what we haven't seen so far in this opening half, well, we haven't seen much in terms of yardage.
No, it's like they've written a few lyrics, but nowhere close to a song yet.
First and 10, it's Pollard. And this drive's quickly headed in the wrong direction. First play set down behind the line. So the run goes backwards. What do you think, Brock? Is it time that they start getting a little more aggressive, take some more risks offensively?
Not in my book. You've not earned that right. Right? I think a lot of play callers feel that same way, too. I mean, you get to earn the right to be aggressive and take shots when you can do the basics, like, I don't know, run for a positive gain.
And it's good yardage, but they tackle him short of the sticks.
Good luck defending that short yardage slant. Just not going to happen. There's a reason. This is a go-to play for just about any quarterback in every situation.
Let's go now.
Ward now on third down. And he's finally down to put a stop to this one, but a notable chunk of yardage broken off with that gain.
Hey, let's get those next-gen stats out here, Kate. See just how far he had to run between the snap of the football and when he finally got the throw. Did a beautiful job of settling down into zone coverage, even though it took him a whole lot of distance to get there.
That's going to be caught, Tony Pollard. And he has it to the 42 before they make the stop.
Hey, you like these results on first. That completion right there, right in the window where all options are now available to you on second down. That playbook wide open.
Again, Ward going to the air. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete.
It's been plays like that that have kept this game scoreless, and they can't execute. It will continue to do so.
No connection on the last play. Now it's third down.
Ready.
Shotgun snap now to Ward. That's Cox. He's got Washington. And he stopped cold at the spot. Ooh, he paid for that one, but hey, still enough for that first down.
You know, Kate, they say a dog is a man's best friend. Well, a tight end that moves the chains on third down, that's a QB's best friend.
60 by 60.
First and 10 here. Ward. Completed over the middle. And they get this down to the 28. They get an even 10 on that play. And the Titans have a first.
Got it. Ready?
And the Titans first down.
Let's go.
Ward now. He finds Helm, right side. And he's short of the first after a mild gain.
Sometimes when you're just looking to move it forward, get some small yards on a throw, quarterback's best friend, security blanket. And when it's a big old tight end, that's an extra bonus.
Ward off the play fake. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. This is a guy who's used to embracing contact, Brock. Usually makes catches in spite of it, but I guess it's tough for anybody to make a play every time.
Yeah, I think these tight ends today, Kate, spend as much time in the old ice bath as just about anybody. And when you don't make that catch and you take the contact, well, that stings like the first seconds in the ice.
6 yards on the play and enough for a first.
First down, Titans.
Get it. Cut it.
And the receiver's going to take this one on the jet sweep. And second down's going to be a good bit tougher. He can't even get back to the line. This play loses yards.
One of the challenges when you run that jet sweep is you better secure that edge. I've not seen a great jet sweep in my life where you don't win the edge of the line of scrimmage. And that time, the defense got the job done.
Now Ward. They're setting up the screen. It's Pollard. And he's brought down after a short gain.
That's a defense's goal, right, Kate? Just get us to third down so we can have a chance to get off the field. And that was a good adjustment on that stop in particular, when the back ended up being the target, and they were able to keep him short of the sticks.
Here we go. Here we go.
Ward's going to throw here on third. Throw is caught. And he's going to have enough for the first down. Not by much, but he got it. That's all that matters. Sets him up with a 1st and goal.
You know, they call that the money down for a reason, because you're just simply not going to last long in the NFL if you don't convert a good portion of your third downs. It's the money down. And nice to see them roll the dice and continue the series.
On the carry, it's Mullins. And that right there is the start of what could be a goal line stand. They hit him for a loss on 1st and goal.
It is phenomenally tough to block this guy in a passing situation. Well, equally as tough to block him out there on the edge. He chased that toss down, and I don't envy these guys trying to block that monster today.
From the gun, it's Ward. Catch made. And that is a Tennessee touchdown. The Titans start to fight back with their first points of this game. Great opportunity to find a touchdown there, Brock, and they come through with 6.
Receivers want the ball everywhere on the football field. But you start smelling the end zone, they really want their chance. And they will tell you as a quarterback, just give me an opportunity and I'll make a play. And he sure did.
Nick Folk now for the extra point. The point after splits the upright. And the Titans cut it to a field goal game. Ball is set up and it's away. Just a 3-point game now. Darius Davis to return it. Finds some space. He's past the 30. Coverage team tracking him down as he reaches the 35. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And he already has a passing touchdown in this game. As you can see, that's what he's done with regularity all year, sitting among the NFL leaders in that category. So the Chargers start off with good field position as they get ready for 1st and 10.
Delta. What is it?
Carried by Harris here to start the drive. This drive's going to start out with a gain of 5 before they bring him down.
Cool thing about a drive starting run like that, Kate, is it really just gives you every opportunity in the playbook, whatever you want to do. But as for me, I like to reward that runner. Give it to him again and see if he can get you a new set of downs.
380. 380. Motion. Right.
On the play fake, it's Herbert. Caught by the tight end, running that corner. And he pushes this down to the 42 before going down. That one goes for 17 yards and moves the chains.
First down. 1st and 10 at the 42-yard line.
Set. 380. Out. Ready.
From the gun, they go with Harris. And he's not going to manage to get back to the line even. Tackled for a loss. We've got 2nd and 11.
This is one of those situations, Kate, where I watch the body language of the running back because it'd be very easy for him to raise his hands up, look to the sideline in his O-line and go, what am I supposed to do there? There was nothing, no time at all to try and escape and react. Instead, it goes backwards.
Finds him over the middle. He takes this forward a little to about the 39. L'Jarius Sneed there for the stop. 3rd down, they need 7. They'll throw, 3rd and long. He drops it down to Harris. And they get this down to the 28. It's a gain of 11 there. That picks up the 1st.
Year after year, the best offenses are multifaceted. It's not just the receivers or the tight ends that can make plays through the air. When you get running backs that can attack the middle of the field like that, man, is it difficult on the defense.
And that run very short, only getting to the 27. He gets a couple on 1st, and they'll come up 2nd and 8.
It'll be this group's job watching the film to find all these plays, the ones that amount to really very little statistically, and identify what was needed to just make them a little bigger, stretch them further. Afterthought plays now, they could be the big gains of next week.
An even 10-yard gain on the play. And that's going to give the Chargers the 1st down.
Boy, they sure found the right route at the right time to hit the soft spot in that coverage. And that slant, it goes for big yardage.
380. Out. Set.
They give to Harris from the gun. And a nice little run there gets him 5. 2nd down upcoming.
Really good patience right there. It's hard to do for runners in this league because these holes close up so fast. But he was patient, he was explosive, he got a nice little gain on the ground.
So gain of 5 on that 1st down. Let's see if they can repeat that performance now here on 2nd.
380. Out.
Working from the gun here, it's Herbert. This one's caught. And it's another 1st down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal. LA uses a timeout here. It's 2nd. And they still have 1 in their pocket for what's left of this half. Four downs to get this across. Here's 1st and goal.
Set. 380. Out. Ready.
Herbert now. He's going to be caught by his running back, Harris. And he'll go down shy of the end zone. They mark him at the 4. Now, just before the break, a timeout taken by the offense. And they can try for some points going into the break. Cameron Dicker out for the Chargers now to attempt this field goal. High percentage look for him here from the left hash. Dicker connects there, and that'll double their lead to 6. So a 1-possession game, Brock, after our first 2 quarters. Now let's throw it over to our pal Scott Hansen. He's got our halftime report.
Okay, Kate, thanks very much. We're officially on to the second half of the season, Week 10. The playoff race starting to faintly take shape. Let's get into it. Our look at the NFL starts now. It begins in the mile-high city of Denver. The Broncos at home to take on the Raiders in the AFC West. And it's Bo Nix. He connects. It's a 16-yard touchdown. Next up, we go to Charlotte. We'll look in on the Panthers as they play host to the Atlanta Falcons. And when you've got a running back like this, just let him do his thing. Bijan Robinson. He only needs a little bit of breathing room, and he knows what to do with it. The Falcons get a much-needed win as they move back to 500 at 5-5. Lastly, let's go over to MetLife Stadium. The Jets taking on the Miami Dolphins. And it's Breece Hall. He's going to hustle his way to the end zone, 10 yards on the touchdown. The Jets find a way to pull this one out as they escape with the narrow win. And here's a look at the rest of the action that's going on, the risers and the fallers around the NFL here in Week 10. Meanwhile, in our game, it was a competitive, hard-hitting first half. We expect more of the same going forward as we get you back out to Kate Scott and Brock Heward.
It's all lined up. Folk ready to send this one flying. He fields it from the 8. And this drive will start inside the 25. The Chargers are being led back out on offense by Justin Herbert here. And we're getting a look at the leaders in passing touchdowns this season here, where you will find his name among the top 5 right now in the NFL. LA offense all set. Here's 1st and 10.
Camper. Ready.
Going to Harris to start the half. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that first down play. And it's not just you quarterbacks, Brock Heward, who got to have short memories. You tell me this too, defenses need them sometime as well.
Yeah, 100%. You give up a big run, well, too bad. No time to dwell on it because you got to line up, buckle up that chin strap, and try to knock them backwards.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. He completes it in traffic. And he's going to be brought down up at the 28-yard line.
I'm not going to lie. I know they got a completion, and completions, you never turn them down. But to make that throw for those yards into double coverage, that is way too much risk for that reward.
Set. Lion.
Herbert now to throw on 3rd. That one is incomplete. Couldn't hang on through the contact.
The numbers tell us pretty clearly, you get to 3rd and long, extra long, it's really hard to stay on the field. That's disappointing because that was 3rd and manageable and an incomplete.
So on 4th down, here's J.K. Scott on to punt it away for the Chargers. And the coverage team is there as he fields it, so almost nothing on that return before he stopped. Tennessee to the line, 1st and 10. Off the play fake, here's Ward. He's gonna tuck it and run. They come through with a nice gain of 10 and a 1st down.
You know, that's one of those little mental Rolodex plays. Right before the snap, you know if the read isn't there, that option isn't there, you can use your legs to make the adjustment and go get the 1st down.
Handoff running left, Pollard. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
Okay, this is why you got to be careful to just run it always on 1st down. You got to break your tendencies. The casual fan, well, that casual fan knew what was coming, but more importantly, this defensive front did too.
Here we go, set. Pass the 60.
Takes the handoff, now to throw. And that's him on the catch, left side. And he's going to get this up to the 45 before he's brought down. They come through with a nice gain there. Gain of 10, 1st down.
Ready, set. Go. Ready.
Handoff running right, Pollard. Can't slip that initial tackle. Stops made for no gain on that 1st down play.
So close to a big loss of yards for those guys up front. 1 second sooner, and they got a tackle behind the line. But a stop to celebrate nonetheless.
Well, nothing doing on the last run. It's 2nd and 10.
Hey.
Zone read here, a give to Pollard. Jukes away from one. And he's all the way across midfield, down inside that 45-yard line. Pickup of 12 on that play. And that's good for a Tennessee first down.
Having been in enough locker rooms at halftime, Kate, I know what the messaging was in there. Start the game out by sending a message. Doesn't matter you're trailing, run right at him and go make a point.
And he maneuvers through the middle for a gain of 4.
You know, this is an offense that will emphasize the ground game at different points of each and every contest. And as long as they can reliably get gains like this, it's not going to change anytime soon.
4 yards on that first down run. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run with Mullins. And he's tackled with the first down yardage.
I think with that call, they were trying to set him up with a short 3rd down run, but he said, nope, not on my watch. I'll just go get it all right here. Now, playbook's wide open for 1st and 10.
Here we go, here we go.
Trying the inside handoff to Pollard. And this one's going the wrong way. Nice win for that defense as they send him backwards. With each carry he gets, Brock, I'm starting to wonder, is this going to be the last touch that he gets in this game? Because it hasn't been a great performance for him.
No, individually, collectively, and you can look up front, right? They've just not been winning the battle enough push, enough drive to get this running game going.
Has him on the quick hitter. And that is a big hit right after that catch, so the play limited to maybe just a couple yards.
This is one of those kind of win-win situations. Both sides feel good. As an offense, I get a completion. I get a win. As a defense, I keep everything in front of me. I make the tackle for a short gain. I get a win, too. Sometimes you can't get to win.
Pocket isn't holding up. They're able to drop it. And the defense comes through. That's going to back them up and bring up 4th down.
You know, when we watch the Combine each and every single year, I hope you get good enough to understand as a football fan, watch the big guys' first 10 yards. Don't watch the ends and the linemen run 40. Watch their first 10 because that's the most critical. And that defensive end showed you right there the kind of explosive burst in the first few yards to get home for the big sack.
And not his best punt here. He drops it several yards into the end zone. That's going to lead to a touchback. Now LA getting its offense all set to go. They come in riding an 8-game winning streak, one of the longest in the league all season, partner. And they're in control of what could be win number 9.
Cap.
A run here with Harris. And some excellent work to drive them all the way up past the 30-yard line. Big gain, 14 on the play. And that's going to be good for an LA first down.
Well, more often than not, it's the passing game that's asked to go from first down in just one play. But when you get that big play potential on the ground, geez, it just infuses your offense with confidence.
Going to the ground again on first. He hurries forward here for a 9-yard gain. 2nd down coming up.
So much to like about that run, Kate, particularly what he was able to get out of it. The defense, I think, feels a little fortunate they were able to track him down before an even bigger run and crossing that first down marker.
Set. Ready.
This is Harris on 2nd down. And that short gain is enough for a new set of downs.
That's certainly a spot where you could be more aggressive, Kate, if you wanted to take your shots. But some coaches, even the bolder ones, will take the safe play first when they get it from time to time. No 3rd down required now.
Zone read, a give to Harris. And this great effort winds up getting them well into enemy territory before he's brought down. A gain of 15 there. And that's going to give the Chargers the first down.
That's pretty good right there now. You don't always expect a sizable gain when you run it on first down. You just want some yards to set up an easier 2nd down play. But they will take that execution every time.
1st and 10. Here's Hampton. And they shut him down on this one. They get him behind the line, and that should push him out of field goal range. The presence of those tight ends works both ways, Brock. You know this. Gives them more blockers up front, but it also clues the defense in to be ready for that run.
Yeah, you could put 7 blockers up there, even put 8, I don't know, 9. All the blockers in the world, but if they don't work in concert together to create a lane, it doesn't matter.
To the air this time. Herbert hits him downfield. This is Harris. They managed 22 on the rip and a first down.
That is all-out effort to make the catch, putting his body on the line, diving for the ball. He earned that reception and some more targets in the immediate future.
Coming to the line for another 1st and 10.
Go.
Running behind center with Harris. And they sent it straight ahead, but the front stops him after a gain of 3.
You know, Kate, these are some of the little hidden plays in a game, right? Doesn't look like a whole lot on the stat sheet, but A, it gets you good yardage, B, it sets up your play action, and C, most importantly, keeps that defense guessing.
It's Hampton on 2nd. And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Some offenses, well, they prefer to go run in that RPO situation. It's a safer call, a little more conservative. But in this case, it gets them just as many yards as a short completion would have.
First down, and they go right back to him. And he's able to power this forward, but they stop him after 2 yards.
SOS. You hear me talk about it between the 20s a lot. Stay on schedule. But it comes into play 1st and goal situations too, because a run like that now, well, it leaves that whole playbook wide open for you.
Herbert from the gun. Caught just shy of the goal line. Touchdown, LA. The Chargers lengthen the lead at the end of the 3rd. No hesitation on that throw. He got the guy he wanted right away, and he got it to him for the touchdown.
You know, it's great, Kate, to draw up plays and have all sorts of different options, but it's even better when you don't have to get to your second read. His first broke open just like they planned, and that's 6 in the end.
Here's Herbert leading them to the line, going for 2.
Ready.
All right, they're going to throw for it. And that pass is complete for 2, and their lead grows further. Oh, it's a favorite of NFL teams and armchair quarterbacks alike, partner. The quick slant. It is so tough to defend that close to the goal line, and this time it works for 2.
It sure is. It's one of those plays that I think Bart Starr was running in the 60s, that slant route. When you incorporate it with the threat of a fade as well, that's when it becomes so effective. But you get inside that DB, you show the quarterback your numbers, and it's almost automatic for a 2-point conversion.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Jackson now to return it. And in the end, he's able to get it to about the 25-yard line before he's hauled down. Offense into the shotgun set as they line this up. 1st and 10.
Ready. Hop.
Out of the shotgun, it's Ward. Defender arrives right as the ball does, and the hit knocks it free. Incomplete. Ball and defender arrived at the exact same time there. And it sets up 2nd down. Shotgun snap down to Ward. Completed over the middle. Ooh, and he is cracked at the tail end of that play. A good hit, but sure would have loved for it to have come earlier as he gets forward a bunch and gets him the 1st down. New set of downs for him. They'll start at the 38. Putting one of the tight ends in motion right. the middle, here goes Pollard. And he's going to manage a lone yard on that drive up the gut. Junior Colson bringing an end to that play. Last run, not a lot of help, Brock. 9 to go now on second down.
Let's go now. 19, start.
Ward now. Into traffic, complete! And he has it right near midfield here. Looks like about a yard short. So we're through 3 here. It's Titans ball, and they could use a score. They come into the fourth trailing. Ball just a yard shy of midfield. 1st and 10.
Ready. Check.
Throwing now out of the shotgun. Completed here to Tolbert. And he hangs on to that football, Brock, through a well-timed tackle. Nice gain. They're down to the 36. They pick up 14 yards on that one. And the Titans have a first.
On the check. Ready.
Looking to throw this one. Ward. And this time they're going to get to him before he can get that pass away as he goes down. It's 3 sacks for the game so far. Brings up second down.
You're not going to see it in the box score, Kate, at the end of the game, but that was some high-quality zone coverage right there. Great design. Tremendous communication. Everybody trusting one another, and it allowed them to just collapse that pocket and finally get home.
Here we go. Set.
From the gun, it's Ward. Connects on the crosser. And they take him down just as he gets inside that red zone. They get 23 on that one. And that's good for a Tennessee first down. They send a man in motion. First down throw here for Ward. Left side, caught by Ridley. And he's brought down a little short. No, actually they do give him the 10-yard line.
You know what I love to say? You never go broke taking a profit, and you often gain profits when you use your eyes as a quarterback. Those hitch routes, those underneath throws, oftentimes it's the eyes of the quarterback looking downfield and then taking that short completion.
And it's another first down on this drive. Man, this time they're into 1st and goal.
Ooh, I like that. I really like that execution to move the chains. Now that 3rd down call that they had ready, well, they could stick it right back in their pocket for a later occasion.
Here's Ward. Catch is made in close. And this one stopped at the 3-yard line. It's 2nd and goal. To the air with Ward. They're setting up the screen. It's Pollard. Touchdown, Tennessee. The Titans now within 1 score in the 4th. Tony Pollard with the touchdown. All right, so the offense does its job, Brock. Now they need their defense to give them a chance to overcome that big deficit.
The momentum in the building's clearly changed. We can feel it here in the booth, but you're right. It's now up to the defense to make a stop and give them a chance.
Volkon now to try the point after. Extra point set right down the middle. And the Titans chop the lead in half. It's down to 7. And just like that, we're back to a one-possession ball game as the kickoff is away. Here's a return from the 7. This manages to get just beyond that 30-yard line. The Chargers and Najee Harris making their return to the field. And his production is carried over into this second half. He keeps on running well, even with the workload they placed upon him. We've set it downs for him from the 31.
Set. Delta. Set. Ready.
Here's Hampton, open the drive. And they try to power it forward, but only a couple of yards there.
I don't think that's the amount that they were looking for there, Kate. Going to lead to some shuffling around here in the playbook. Find a more aggressive call on second.
After the 3-yard pickup, it's 2nd and 7.
Set. Delta. Set. Go.
Again, it's Hampton. And once again, he doesn't manage much before getting brought down. They got 2 yards there. That leaves them with 3rd down and 5.
Yeah, that defense was flying to the ball. You see that outside toss. This is a pursuit drill that they work on over and over again. Get to that toss before it can really get started.
From the gun on 3rd, it's Herbert. He puts some air under it deep down the left. He had it for a moment, but a great defensive play to jar it loose. Incomplete. It arrived as the ball did to break things up. And that leaves them with 4th and 5. The Chargers lined up in punt formation. And he wants to hit his second effort just as well as he hit his first. And before that return amounts to much, they bring him down. The Titans ready to take over on offense. And that last drive, no answer for what they were doing through the air, so expect some tighter coverage this time around.
On the jump.
Titans to the line now, 1st and 10.
Come on.
They'll start this one on the ground with Pollard. And he's taken down after a very productive effort there, Brock, up to the 40-yard line. A pickup of 17, and the Titans have a first.
A run like that, Kate, it just gives everybody a little bit more bounce offensively because you also know it can set the table for more.
Throwing now on 1st down, Ward. Nothing there left side as it ends up incomplete. Intended target was Calvin Ridley, so that brings up 2nd down. Ward setting up to throw. Finds him on the crossing route. And they're going to haul him down just shy of the 40. They get 20 yards out of the play and move the chains.
You know, Kate, you'll find teams go to this crossing route concept sometimes a dozen times a game. A lot of times it's for shorter yardage, but sometimes things break in the right coverage for a much bigger impact play, just like that.
1st and 10, it's Pollard. Oh, man, nothing for him again, Brock. It has been a struggle all game as this one's quickly mopped up, too.
As that linebacker makes that tackle right in the middle of the field, all I'm thinking about right now, Kate, training camp. Because that's the middle drill right there. That is textbook. What you do in training camp, coming to life when it matters.
Ward's going to throw it. And this one's not going to connect. Knocked away, and that failure to connect, Brock, means it's 3rd down.
I'll tell you what, Kate, challenging this guy in a close game, you are tempting fate. You got one hand on it. He gets 2, it could have gone the other way.
Here we go. Hawk 70.
Ward's going to throw here on 3rd. Finds him over the middle. And he needed a little more room to reach that line. The stop is made in time. That brings up 4th down.
You know, I like the completion. You never turn down a completion. That's just not the right throw to make in that spot to move the chains.
Here he goes. Got to have this on 4th down. He connects downfield. And they get this all the way down to the 16-yard line. One of their best play calls of this game so far, Brock. 17 yards on 4th down. That gets them the first.
Roll. Check.
A run here with Mullins. Dropped by the first guy he met. No gain on that 1st down run.
You want to see the term read and react to the little video in the football dictionary? That's it.
Ready? 19, Charger, 9.
Ward setting the pass. This one's caught. Decent gain here, but short of the first.
Okay, one thing I learned from the late, great Mike Leach is, yeah, the system was called air raid, but it wasn't just attacking downfield. His philosophy, and it played out right there, is you have to attack every inch of the field, both vertically and horizontally, without routes or in routes, just like that.
That's Cox. He's got Washington. He's going to be short of that goal line, Brock, but not of the marker. They've got a first and goal.
And those are the completions they rely on from their passing game.
They can decide to play for the tie or win later. First, they've got to reach that end zone. It's first and goal.
Come on, come on.
Pollard trying to punch it in. No gain for them, and now it'll be second and goal.
Oh, so aggravatingly close to a safety on that one right there, Kate. Just a matter of a foot, and they could have had some points on the board defensively.
Here we go, Scott.
Now Ward. Setting up the screen. Not able to make a push for that goal line. He's hit for a loss back at the 3.
Kate, that's one of those situations as a quarterback that on my grade sheet, that's a negative. That screen was ambushed by the defense, and you've got to throw it away. Just find a way to put it at his feet and not create a negative play for your offense.
And that is a Tennessee touchdown. The Titans now trailed by just a point in the 4th. Calvin Ridley with the touchdown. So they punch it in for 6, Brock, and now a conversion away from tying this game back up.
This one just has the feel, doesn't it? The makings of a one-score game in the 4th quarter that could go either way.
On for the PAT, and a make would tie us up late. The kick is good, so this game now hinging on every possession as we're tied up in the 4th. Now we'll see the medical team head out towards a Charger who's still on the field and in some pain. Now after tying this game up, they're all set to send her away. On the return, here comes Davis. And he's brought down just beyond that 25-yard line. Out comes the offense now for the Chargers. They're headed out there after just watching their lead disappear, but going off of that, an opportunity does exist now for an immediate answer.
And I'm going to say the quiet thing out loud here, Kate. There is a part of this offensive group that just loves this opportunity. They get the chance right now to answer, and not just that, but possibly come up with a game-winning drive.
And the power play up the gut only results in 2 yards.
That's the kind of yardage that's not going to kill this drive on the first play, but it does put you a little bit behind schedule. Now, second down becomes critical because nobody wants a 3 and out.
Delta, hut.
Shotgun snap to Herbert. Has him on the quick hitter. And he'll go down, and we'll say right at the 39-yard line. It's the 2-minute warning here in L.A. Chargers with a little more work to do to win it here. So fresh set of downs now from the 39.
Ready. Kappa. Tip.
Shotgun give to Hampton. And they force him out after just 2 yards there. It's going to be 2nd and 8.
I don't mind that call on the early downs. Give that defense something to think about. You got the inside run between the tackles, and whether it's jet sweeps or a little swing pass, or in that case a toss, make sure you threaten to the outside.
Setting up to pass. Short pass brought in. And he's right near that first down marker as the stop is made at the 48. 1 yard, all that's needed. This is 3rd and inches.
Set. Ready.
Hampton gets it from the pistol. And he's taken down as he takes this to the 38. It's a pickup of 14 yards as the chains reset.
That is your old school meat and potatoes call right there. Don't even think about throwing it. Just rush it ahead and get what you need.
New set of downs for them. They'll start at the 38.
Set. Black 80, black.
Back to Hampton. And the big gain followed by a little bit of a loss here. Defense getting the better of them on that run. Well, the extra blocking sure didn't spring that run the way they hoped it would, Brock.
In the old West Coast system, you call 12 personnel, 2 tight ends, Tiger. Tiger package comes on the field. That was a whole lot more like a kitty cat effort there.
Timeout called by the Chargers. They're first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game. Offense to the line, second down.
Set. 380. Go.
Out of the gun, here's Hampton. And he's going to take this one forward for a gain of about 9. Third down coming up. Now we get a timeout taken by the Titans. That's their first. And they still have 2 available for them as we approach the end of this game.
Well, that doesn't net a first down. You get yards like that in the run game, you will take it in the NFL.
Drive has gone 8 plays now as they face 3rd and 3.
380. Set.
Hampton now up the middle. And this is going to go in the wrong direction. He loses just about the amount of yards they needed to get there. It's going to be 4th down. Tennessee calling its second timeout now. And they're still going to have 1 left at their disposal. A big try coming up here for Cameron Dicker. He'll try to connect on a 50-yarder.
50-yard attempt.
It has enough leg, and it's good from deep. And they're going to take the lead inside the final minute.
That kick was a heck of a distance, but with the adrenaline that you know he had flowing through him in that moment, it helped give him all the drive he needed to send the game winner through.
Dicker all lined up and ready to boot it away. Jackson now to return it. This makes it up to the 25. Tennessee to the line, 1st and 10.
Come on, come on.
Here he is to throw. Hits his running back. And he's going to be escorted out right along that 35-yard line. That's an 11-yard pickup, and it gives them the first down.
A play like this, that's exactly where you want to get him the ball, right on the outside, where he's got the space and a lot more room to work.
Finds a seam down the middle. And he's going to have this down to the 42-yard line. So a timeout's taken, just 5 seconds left. And after the pause, we're going to see our last play of the game. First down from the 42.
Ready.
Here he goes, one final shot. This is for the ball game. Deflected. Oh, they couldn't bring it off the tip drill, though. They had the chance they wanted, Brock, but no, that's how this one's going to end. So the Chargers come away with a win in this one. And there was no easing up. It took some white knuckling until the very end, but their defense carried that small lead through to the finish line as they escape with the victory. So for Brock Heward, everyone here on our great crew, I'm Kate Scott, and this has been the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Chargers as we say goodbye from Los Angeles.